Today we will study a brief history of blockchain technology. So let us have a recap. In the last class we learned about the blockchain and distributed system. So a distributed system is nothing but it contains multiple nodes and they are physically separate but linked together. We have seen a lot of advantages of distributed system that are resource sharing, scalability, transparency, openness. In the last class, we also saw the Byzantine generals problem. Means one node, there are so many nodes in a distributed system. One nodes, it exhibits irrational behavior. So that is that we call it as a Byzantine node. So we came across the CAP theorem, that is consistency, availability, and partition tolerance. So how we are going to solve this problem, this Byzantine problem? So practical Byzantine fault tolerance algorithm is there, where we are going to solve by this consensus approach. Means a majority of the nodes, what information they tell, we consider it as a correct information. This was all about the last class recap. Now today we will see a brief history of blockchain technology. So let us see, first there should not be any confusion at this level, because these two terms, blockchain and Bitcoin, we use them interchangeably. So let us have a clear concept of what blockchain is, what Bitcoin is. So first of all, this blockchain is not Bitcoin. No doubt we use the terms interchangeably, but they are not same. Blockchain is the technology that underpins Bitcoin, and it was developed specifically for Bitcoin. Means the technology behind the Bitcoin is blockchain. So Bitcoin was the first example of blockchain in action, and without blockchain there would be no Bitcoin. That is why the two names are so often interchangeably used. So there is a technology called blockchain, and Bitcoin is a product of that blockchain technology. Blockchain was introduced with the invention of Bitcoin in 2008. Its practical implementation then occurred in 2009. This figure shows a brief history of blockchain technology. So if we see this span of time, it is nearly a 30 years old technology. So earlier, it started from this 1991. This is something like origin era. These 10 years, they were, so the basic idea from the distributed system, it came, and that was its origin. After that, there were so many transactions. We will see these e-transactions, electronic transactions in the next slides. So this was something like, after this origin of the concept, we came across so many transactions, online transactions. After that, we had got a span of contracts, that is with different schemes, different agencies. Then in 2018 up till 2000, so this is various applications have been developed. So before we get into the history of blockchain, we should know what electronic cash is. The concept of electronic cash or digital currency is not new. Since 1980 means it is nearly 40 years ago, isn't it? So 2021 means it is nearly about 40 years. E-cash protocols have existed that are based on model proposed by David Chaum. A very common question when this question is asked, when was blockchain invented? We can say that blockchain was invented in 1991. So this concept was developed in the basic concept of electronic cash, that was developed in 1980. That at that time e-cash protocols were developed. Just as understanding the concept of distributed system is necessary to comprehend blockchain technology, The idea of electronic cash is also essential in order to appreciate the first and astonishingly successful application of blockchain, Bitcoin, or more broadly, cryptocurrencies in general. So when Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, they are also used interchangeably. So what is being stated is how distributed system is important to understand this. The same thing, if you want to understand this blockchain technology, we have to have this idea of electronic cash. So two fundamental e-cash system issues need to be addressed. There are two issues. One is accountability, another is the anonymity. What is accountability? Accountability is required to ensure that cash is spendable only once. Means double spend problem, it should be solved, and that it can only be spent by the rightful owner. That is the accountability. What this accountability tells? The cash is required to ensure that accountability is required to ensure that cash is spendable only once, means only one time, and that can be spent by its rightful owner. That is the accountability. It is very important issue. The second is double spend problem arises when same money can be spent twice, as it is quite easy to make copies of digital data. This becomes a big issue in digital currencies, as you can make many copies of same digital cash. So may I tell you an example? If I give you 10 rupees by hand, by cash, okay, you will receive the 10 rupees. But when I am going to convert this 10 rupees into some digital format, so there are so many chances that the value which is stored in a digital format, something like XYZ or something, so we can have Control C, Control V, copy paste, copy paste. If we make 10 times, that 10 rupees will become 100 rupees. So that is, so always this is the problem. So double spend problem arises when same money can be spent twice. As it is quite easy to make copies of digital data, this becomes a issue in digital currencies because they are all vulnerable to, since someone can copy them, the digital cash, so that they are all, this is a big issue. What is anonymity? Anonymity is required to protect users' privacy. So it should not be revealed. That is the right of the user. So anonymity is required to protect users' privacy. As with physical cash, it is almost impossible to trace back spending to individual who actually paid the money. So anonymity is nothing but a policy to protect the privacy. So for these two problems, accountability and anonymity, so David Chaum solved both of these problems during the work in 1980 by using two cryptographic operations, two cryptographic algorithms he developed. One is the blind signature, another is the secret sharing. For the moment, it is sufficient to say that blind signatures allow for signing a document without actually seeing it. And secret sharing is a concept that enables the detection of double spending, that is using the same eCash token twice, right? Double spending. So what is a blind signature? See here, electronic voting is a real world example of blind signature scheme. Are you getting this point? In electronic voting, so no one will be knowing. I go inside the room, in the booth. So in that room, I am just putting my finger, I am just punching it. No one is knowing so which button I am going to press. So that is the blind signature. For the moment, it is sufficient to say that blind signatures allow for signing a document. We are signing a document without actually seeing it. And secret sharing, the second problem, how it has been solved. Secret sharing is a concept that enables detection of double spending, that is using the same eCash token twice. What does it mean? Suppose we are standing in a queue. Someone give us token. So when my turn comes, I will take that token and I will get serviced. So in this way, a token is given and it is maintained that no two same type of tokens will be given. Means that is this problem, through this token they are going to solve this double spending problem. Means there will be no double spending, there will be only single spending, there will be single transaction with this digital cash. So by using this token approach. And in the history we see that in 2009 the first practical implementation of electronic cash e-cash system named Bitcoin appeared. The term cryptocurrency emerged later. No doubt we call it as interchangeably. Sometimes we call Bitcoin, sometimes we call cryptocurrency. For the very first time, it solved the problem of distributed consensus in a trustless network. It used a public key cryptography with a proof of work POW mechanism. So one mechanism was developed because it was a trustless network. So to make it reliable, what they did, they used a public key cryptography. That mechanism is a proof of work mechanism to provide a secure, controlled and decentralized method of minting digital currency. This is not minting paper rupees, this is minting digital currency. It used a key cryptography with a POW, proof of work mechanism, to provide a secure, controlled and decentralized method of minting digital currency. The key innovation was the idea of an ordered list of blocks composed of transactions and cryptographically secured with POW mechanism. The various ideas that supported the invention of Bitcoin and blockchain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These so many are there, but they have listed very basic ideas that supported the development of Bitcoin and blockchain. One is eCash scheme. Second is the state machine replication. The third is consensus mechanism. The fourth is Hashcash computational puzzles. Hashcash algorithm is used in Bitcoin as a proof of work. Just now in the last slide we saw POW mechanism for enabling competitive Bitcoin mining and the peer-to-peer networks. This figure gives the various ideas that supported the invention of Bitcoin and blockchain. So we cannot complete the history of blockchain without the name of this Satoshi Nakamoto. In 2008, a groundbreaking paper entitled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was written on the topic peer-to-peer electronic cash under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. We will come across why this pseudonym. We don't know what actually his name was, whether it was Satoshi or whether it was someone else using this name. It introduced the term chain of blocks. No one knows, see the very surprising thing, no one knows the actual identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. After introducing Bitcoin in 2009, he remained active in Bitcoin developer community until 2011. He then handed over Bitcoin development to its core developers and simply disappeared. We don't know where he is. Since then, there has been no communication from him whatsoever, and his existence and identity are shrouded in mystery. So there is a mystery about this Satoshi Nakamoto, whom we can call as a father of this Bitcoin, isn't it? For computers, it is Charles Babbage. For Bitcoin, it is Satoshi Nakamoto. The term chain of blocks evolved over the years in the world blockchain. As stated earlier, blockchain technology, it incorporates a multitude of applications that can be implemented in various economic sectors, particularly in a finance sector. Significant improvement in the performance of financial transactions and settlements is seen as resulting in desirable time and cost reductions. So this was a brief introduction about the Bitcoin technology.